Our research topic is freshman and sophomore dropouts. My team members are Akenzie Outhill, Angela Salazar, Dorian Colbert, Luke White, and Paige Gore.
According to research, alarming dropout rates at the freshman and sophomore levels have been steadily increasing for quite some time now. Moreover, the dropout rate stands at approximately 60% throughout the United States. Research also states debt as the number one reason that college students drop out. Debt in the US amounts to astonishingly $1.4 trillion. The rate at which persons drop out of college has greatly impacted the productivity within the workforce. With the onset of the technological advance era, dropouts lack the skill set needed to operate computers and machinery, thus finding themselves unemployed. Consequently, computers and machinery are made to replace manpower altogether. This phenomenon should be evaluated as it would not only help Midwestern State University but other universities as well to retain enrollment numbers, therefore increasing the employment numbers in the job sector.
Hi, my name is Paige Gore and I will be speaking about the research questions. Basically, these are the ones that we want to find out about this type of demographic that we are surveying. We want to know, do men or women have a higher retention rate? Does being the first generation student affect retention rate? What major has the lowest success rate, and when it comes to retention rates? Does the educational level of the parent affect the dropout rate? What are the demographics of students who are likely to not completing their MSU degree? What are the main reasons for freshmen and sophomores dropping out of MSU? To what extent professors influence students' completion of a 4-year degree at MSU? To what extent friendships influence students' completion of a 4-year degree at MSU? How do MSU students finance their education at the university? What student service programs are most needed to help students complete their degree at MSU? These are just many of the things that we would like to learn by doing all this research.
As for the literature review, we divided up the variables into abstract variables and discrete variables. For the discrete variables, we looked at the number of freshmen and the number of sophomores. And for the abstract variables, we looked at were age and gender. Some previous research has found that students who drop out of college were caused by academic unpreparedness, no interest in their degree, and cost of tuition, as well as lack of social integration. Most freshmen who drop out after their first year is due to their academic performance at the end of the year. For the past 20 years, over 30% of students fail to finish their college career, and this percentage has remained constant. Social integration has been a causing factor in students' dropout rates. And lastly, sophomores tend to feel a lack of direction from their advisors when it comes to choosing a career path or an academic plan to follow.
The goal of our research is to grasp a better understanding of why so many freshmen and sophomores are dropping out of MSU and provide MSU with information to try and resolve the problem. Whether these problems stem from low-income families, academic unpreparedness, or being homesick. Freshmen and sophomores are our target for this research. Our interviewees are Elisa Johnson, 20, a subway worker, female, Cole Steglich, 23, Army infantry, a male, Sarah Samples, 22, psychiatric nurse, and a female.
In order to reach our goal of understanding the factors behind freshmen and sophomores dropping out of college, we asked specific questions to our interviewees. The data on the slide only shows the answers to a few of the questions asked, but they are questions that cover different topics such as financial problems, involvement, and health. The first question is, were you going through any emotional, mental, physical hardships while MSU? And 100% of the interviewees answered yes. The second question, do you feel like you were given proper guidance from your academic advisor during your time at MSU? Only 1% or 10% of our interviewees answered yes. Was MSU your first choice when choosing a college? Only 1 answered yes, or 10%. Did you drop out due to other commitments? Only 10% answered yes. Do you think if tuition rates were lower, you would have reconsidered dropping out? Only 10% answered yes. Did having a lack of interest in your school or major affect your decision on dropping out? Only 100% of the interviewees answered yes to this question. Were you involved in any extracurricular activities? All of our interviewees answered no to this question. From this small amount of research, you can already see a similarity in reasons as to why students have dropped out. The top 3 reasons are having some amount of emotional, mental, and/or physical hardship, lack of social integration or finding a place at the university, and lastly, lack of interest in the major or study or the university itself.